Hey everybody, welcome to your workout. My name is Molly. I'm your fitness physical therapist. And today together we're gonna do a 45-minute, maybe a little bit less, functional full body strength and hypertrophy workout. This would pair perfectly with the workout we did a couple of days ago. Like if you wanted to do 2 lifting sessions a week, I would do these with about 48 hours in between at least of rest. Or if you're just lifting once a week, you could do workout A one week, workout B this one the next week, and just keep alternating because we're hitting full body movement patterns. But today we're going to switch it up a little bit, which we'll chat about. So this is great for just busy parents, people with demanding lifestyle or work, or just people who have a lot of fun activities they want to do outside the gym, and you want to feel strong, you want to feel functional, but you don't want to beat your body up. So just the right amount of volume and a really balanced approach. Okay, equipment. This is really home gym friendly. You can do this whole workout with a heavy kettlebell or dumbbell and then a set of like light to medium shoulder press weights and then a band. So grab your equipment. I'm gonna use this longer, stretchier band. And then if you do have 2 blocks, it will come in handy in 1 or 2 of the exercises, but I will always give some modifications and variations. So let's get started. If you have a foam roller, go ahead and roll out your spine a few times. If you don't, if you have a yoga ball, you can kind of drape your body over that. I think that feels really good too. So we're gonna be efficient today, but purposeful in our exercise selection and our reps. Okay, bring the foam roller to your right inner thigh. Roll out the inner thigh a couple times. We're doing some squats today, so adductors are a good plan. And then the left inner thigh. Your foam rolling doesn't have to be anything crazy. We're just kind of mobilizing the tissue. And then if you want to hit your quads for a couple, or like the lateral quad towards the IT band, that might feel nice. And then the other side. There's 5 parts to our workout. We have a mobility and fascia warm-up. We have our muscle activation and core and plyo prep. We have our main strength superset. We have accessory hypertrophy and a cooldown. So get ready for your warm-up. We're gonna come to a tabletop and then drop down to a child's pose. So lower it onto your elbows, bring your knees a little bit wider than your hips. Drag your elbows back. They're not gonna actually move, but drag them back as you shift your hips back towards your heels. And then relax to come forward 10 times. Drag back, hips to heels. You might feel this a lot along the lats, the sides of the waist. And keep your steady breath, tuning into your body today. And I'd rather you do 5 really intentional reps than 10 sloppy ones, so pace yourself as needed. Feel yourself moving forward and backwards symmetrically. So notice if you do like to go to one side or another. Let's do 1 more rep through the center, and then a couple towards the right hip as you drag elbows back, hips to right heel, and then alternate to the left. So getting into the side body a little bit. Breathe into your rib cage. 1 more on each side. Good, pop up into your tabletop. Let's take a cat-cow. As you inhale, drop your belly. Lift your tail and your gaze to the sky, broaden across your collarbones. As you exhale, push the ground away, round, and curl in. Come back to a neutral spine, Birddog, lifting your right hand forward, kicking your left heel back. Keep the spine nice and stable, core is engaged, and then lower back down. Extend your left hand forward, kick your right heel back. You can hold for a breath or 2, move at your own pace. Get a few reps in on each side. So we're moving through the spine with our cat-cow. And then turning on all of our spinal stabilizers and our core with the Birddog. So now's a good time to set kind of an intention or a goal for your workout. I'm gonna be alongside you the whole way, hopefully motivating you, giving you some tips. Give yourself a few moments to center yourself here. Commit to challenging yourself and also listening to your body. Let's do 1 more time. And then as you finish your last rep, tuck your toes, glide your hips up and back to downward facing dog. Pedal at your heels, bend your knees, And then roll through the spine, come forward to a plank pose, tap your knees, lower them to the ground, and then take an upward facing dog or a cobra. So pull your hands back, thread your heart forward, keep the front of your core engaged, and then down dog. Roll forward to your plank, lower your knees, thread your heart through, finding spinal extension, and then with our down dog, a nice calf and hamstring stretch, keep your knees plenty bent. And let's just do about 2 more. So I'm all about being really well-rounded in my workouts, but not overdoing volume. We have the minimal effective dosage here, so you can build strength and muscle in lots of movement patterns and planes of motion. Okay, let's do our hamstring floss. Bring your blocks if you have them. Step your right foot forward, and then dig your right heel back as you lengthen into the front knee. So we won't straighten it all the way, but hips are guiding back towards your left heel. Relax to come forward. Dig your right heel back. Keep that engagement as you lengthen the front leg. And you can angle your toe in or out. Experiment with your body. Just do about 5 or 10. I'll tell you when we switch sides. Let's finish out 1 more on this leg. Good, switch it out, left foot's forward. Dig your left heel into the ground. Keep that engagement through the muscle belly of your hamstring and sit your hips to your right heel. Relax to come forward. Engage to lengthen back. You can angle in and out for a couple. Just getting your whole body juicy. Let's do about 2 more. Good, come to stand. Bring your knee or your feet out wide, wider than your hips. Bend into your right knee. Place your left hand on the ground and then twist your body open to the right, finding thoracic rotation, so above the navel, your upper spine. And then come to stand. Squeeze your inner feet together. Bend into your left knee. Place your right hand down. You could have that block. And then twist open to the left. Relax to stand. Engage your inner thighs. Bend the right knee. Twist open to the right. Do about 3 or 4 on each leg. Turning on our adductors. Finding rotation in the spine. And so mobility through the shoulders. Good, finish your last one. And then let's do our movement prep and core and plyo work. Just 1 set of each of these. So really focus on your reps. Bring your band, put it about chest or belly height around something really solid. You could do a door knob, that's the word. All right, and then step out, bring the band into your palms. We're gonna have a split stance. So left foot is a little bit in front of the right, and you're on train tracks, not a tightrope. So split stance, bring your hands to your chest, find a little bit of tension in the band. We're doing a Paloff press with a rotation. So press out with your hands. You're gonna resist the band. The band wants to pull you to the right. I didn't mention that. The band, the secure object is on the right, okay? Left foot forward. So we're gonna press out, keep your body nice and still, and then see if you can rotate to the left. Come back through center, and then hands to chest. Press out, see if you can feel your shoulder blades moving forward on the rib cage, finding protraction, really healthy for your shoulder joints. Good. And then rotate to the left a little bit, back through center, back to your chest. Press out, hold steady. Pelvis is secure, not really rotating through the hips with this one. Twist to the left, back through center, to your chest. Do about 5 or 10. Pulling belly to spine. Feeling your pelvic floor activate as well as your core. And then letting the shoulder blades slide forward, like you're punching someone in front of you. Good, finish your last rep, and then switch sides. So just turn around, right foot forward, band in the left hand, wrap your right hand around, press forward, hold steady there. Feel how the band wants to rotate you to the left, but you're nice and strong, facing forward, and then twist to the right. Just a few inches, back to center, back to chest. Press out, twist to the right, slowly control it back through center. hands to chest. 5 or 10. We don't need to overdo a million sets and reps. Just bring a lot of focus, mind to muscle connection, core engagement, pelvic stability. Let's do 2 more. And last one. Good, release your band, shouldn't need it. We're gonna move into a hip airplane. So let's use a support for this. If you have that pole or whatever, stand on your left leg. If you don't, do a kickstand. So instead of standing on one leg, you're gonna have your right leg back behind you, just supporting about 20% of your weight, mostly for balance. Okay, so left foot forward. If you have the support, you can lift the back leg. And then take a look at your hip bones. Right now, they're both pointing straight down. I want you to bring your right hip point down towards your left knee. So we're lengthening along the outside of the left glute and the external rotators. You can have a micro bend in the left knee. Good. Now feel those muscles on the outside of the left. Engage as you open your hips to the right. Good. And then lower down, right hip point towards left knee. And then open up. Again, about 5 to 10. Feeling the weight through your heel, your pinky, and the base of your big toe. If you want to make it more challenging, have fewer points of contact. So lifting the back foot, or you can do this without the balance support of the arm as well. 2 more reps. I like to breathe as I lengthen, like through the left glutes. Breathe in, and then exhale to contract and open your pelvis to the right. Let's do 1 more. Good. Switch legs, either with your kickstand or with your arm support or both. And then micro bend in the right knee. Take a look at your hips. As you inhale, lower your left hip point towards your right knee. As you exhale, push down into your foot and open your pelvis to the left. 5 or 10. See if you can lengthen through the hip external rotators. Really important for pelvic health and pelvic floor health. And then see if you can contract them. So we want concentric and eccentric contractions of our muscles, where we're shortening them and lengthening them. Let's do about 3 more. Next on deck, we have our plyo move, which is a jump squat. If you want to sub it with box jumps, you can. And if the jump squat feels like a lot, you can do little pogo hops, just kind of bouncing on your toes like a plyometric calf raise. Good. Okay, so 2 sets of 5 reps of your jump squats. So whatever stance feels great for you, we're going for explosiveness and height and speed, not a ton of reps. So as you're ready, 5 reps, nice and powerful. Good. Land, recover, take a few breaths. This is priming our system, getting us ready for our work ahead. So we're firing on all cylinders, getting a lot of messages from our brain to our muscles. A couple more breaths, and then we'll do 1 more set of 5 reps. All right, as you're ready, 5 more or 3. Nice and high, land evenly on both feet. Good. Okay. Now, take a sip of water. Get ready for our main strength superset. We're gonna do a foot elevated squat if you have a couple blocks. You can also use your plate and put 2 plates side to side and elevate your feet on that. So take a sip. Get your equipment ready. Our 2 exercises are either a kettlebell or dumbbell squat, going kind of heavy. If you want to use your barbell, you can. You can do a front squat or a back squat, whatever variation you like. I really like this version because I feel like I can sink into the depth of my squat, keep my trunk in a healthy position, and I can go really slow and controlled, which is really good for just improved muscle activation. So with this dumbbell squat or kettlebell squat, choose a heavier weight. It's not something we can load a ton. We're gonna do about 10 to 12 reps. So let's do a warm-up set first. Grabbing a lighter weight. And I like to hold it kind of down in between my legs. So if you have the elevated surface, go ahead and stand up on that, just increasing the range of motion of your reps. And bend at your knees, find your toes pointing out maybe a little bit. Sink into your squat, a couple seconds on the way down, a couple seconds on the way up, 10 to 12 reps. And you can play with whatever torso or trunk position feels right for you. This is kind of fun because if you want to make it more of a hamstring or deadlift pattern, you totally can. Just kind of bending at the knees and hinging the hips back as opposed to a squat. But I'm going to do squats today. Okay. Start to get into your movement. Push through your heels on the way up, and the big toe and the pinky toe. Hopefully going to that 90 degree or a little bit lower. So hips lower than your knees on the way down, and then press back up. Let's do 3 more reps. It's not gonna feel like a lot at first, but choose a weight that you can only get about 1 or 2 more good reps in with good form, but don't go to the point of failure. This is just our warm-up set though, so a little bit lighter. Good, okay, release. Feeling those legs turn on. Our next movement is going to be a shoulder press. So if you want to start out with a lightweight lightweight dumbbell or kettlebells, you can. I'm going to use the band for my first set. And we're going to come to a kneeling posture. This is really nice because it just kind of can prevent some arching and compensating in the low back. So find your band or your lighter dumbbells, and then whatever grip feels good for you. When I go to the kettlebells or dumbbells, I'm going to do kind of an Arnold press where I start with my palm facing me, and then as I press up, I rotate so my palm faces forward. That feels really healthy for my shoulders to rotate in that way. But you might prefer overhand grip, pronated, or neutral. You do you. And I'm using the band on the first round because I like how it helps me create tension through the whole rep and just really turn on my muscles. So about 10 reps. Keeping that distance from your hip bones to your ribs even. So we're not arching, we're not rounding. Pressing out evenly through both hands. Let's do 4 more reps. Delts turning on. Your delts are your shoulder muscles. We have them on the front of our shoulder, the side, and the back. And this movement will primarily work the middle delts. Good. Release down. So on the next sets, if you want to do one more ramp up set with a slightly heavier weight, you can, but we have 4 working sets. So if you're ready to push it, since we're being really smart with our volume, find a challenging weight for you. And if you don't have a heavier weight, a couple options. You can go slower with your repetitions. You can pause at the bottom. You can add a little pulse or a 1.5 rep. Lots of ways to utilize progressive overload. And even just like perfecting your form is a way to use progressive overload. All right, feet on your blocks. We're gonna have about a minute of rest, minute and a half between each exercise. So as you're ready, we'll get ready for our dumbbell or kettlebell squat. If you're using the dumbbell, you can hold it down low. You could also do a front rack position where it's up at your chest and shoulders. That's a great option as well. Okay, so come to stand, and then 10 to 12 slow and controlled reps. Go for it. Feeling your hips sink low as you control the weight. And then push back up evenly through both feet, evenly through all sides of your feet and your heels. Notice your chest and your trunk. Are you controlling by engaging your core and keeping that distance from your hips and your ribs even? Think about lifting your chest a little bit. Halfway. These are kind of misleading because you don't think they're hard. And then when you get to the last set, you're like, this kind of sucks. 4 more reps. I'm going for 12. You can stop depending on what weight you're using and how you're feeling. We got 2 more. Last one. Good. Okay. Shoulder press is up next. I need to catch my breath. Let's look at our time. So we're doing 4 sets. We're going to do a half kneeling variation. So alternating each set between left foot or right foot forward. And this, again, creates a lot of stability at the trunk. So sometimes when we're standing, we do this number. And this kind of locks us into place and isolates it to the shoulders. Challenge yourself here. Aim for a weight that you can do for 6 to 8 reps. So going a little bit heavier. Again, you can do another ramp up set if you'd like. And you can use dumbbells or kettlebells. I love the way kettlebells feel with the rotation on this movement, but both are great. Kind of just depends on what weight you have as well. All right, let's start with right foot forward. We've got 15 more seconds of rest. So as you set up, notice your pelvis. See if you can pull your right heel back and your left knee forward, locking in place. Core is engaged. And then as you're ready, pick your weights up, bring them to shoulder height. Good. From here, doing an Arnold press. So palms facing in, and then as you press up, palms facing forward. Bend at the elbows, slowly control on the way down. You have 6 to 8 reps. And I love using a weight on each side. It's almost like a unilateral movement because you really have to work on each side. You can't compensate with the other one like you could with a barbell. Halfway. Get 1 or 2 more good reps. If you're challenging yourself with your weight, your reps might go down in subsequent sets, like I'm doing 8 now. I don't know if I can do 8 on the last round. Good. Lower down. Take a rest. Take a sip of water. We have set number 3, or our second working set coming up. So in our first workout, we did hip thrusts, pull-ups, and push-ups. So kind of a lower body hinge, an upper body vertical pull with the pull downs, and then horizontal press with the push-ups. Today, our lower body is a squat pattern. Our upper body is a vertical push. So earlier we worked more of the pecs, today working more of the delts, and then our accessory will be a horizontal pull as opposed to a vertical pull. So working more of the traps and rhomboids as opposed to the lats. Of course, there's a ton of overlap, but it's important to work in all these directions. So these 2 sessions really complement each other well if you want to alternate between them. Okay, start to get ready. Find a stance that works for you. You might need to adjust. I need to get more sturdy blocks eventually. These are kind of janky, but making it work. Okay, and ready for our set. Let's do 10 to 12 reps of your squat. And think about lowering down. Go ahead for 2 or 3 seconds. And then pushing up for 2 seconds. Focus. Get your head in it. Close your eyes if you need to focus on the muscles you're working. And just remember that you can do this. You're already here. You're kind of already almost halfway. So just know that your efforts are going in such a beneficial direction. And I'm proud of you for showing up. And I know you can finish strong. Okay, over halfway. I've got 4 reps left if you're doing the 12 reps. Hone in on that form, slow controlled movements. Pushing through the heels to feel the glutes engage, and then straightening the knees to feel those quads working. 2 more. Good, release down. Take a break, we got a minute, minute and a half. So this workout might be a little different than what you're used to. I started doing these types of workouts when I had my son a couple years ago and fell in love with them. I think they're really effective and really smart. Combine a lot of things, help me live my life outside the gym, and just minimizing risk of burnout, injury. A lot of exercise programs tend to have too much volume, so more is not better. When you show up, you want your work to contribute to your body in a positive way instead of just breaking it down. So even if it might not seem like a lot, challenge yourself with your weights, take your rest breaks, work on that form, and then you will see results. Be consistent. It takes months, but keep showing up. We've got 20 seconds left. Start to get into position. We're gonna bring our left foot forward. If you're in the half kneeling, you can always, I'm on carpet, but if you don't have carpet, use a pad underneath your knee if you'd like. All right, bring your weights up to your shoulders and then engage your core. Find that pelvic stability. We have 6 to 8 reps. Pressing overhead, rotating the palms from either a neutral or supinated grip facing you. And as you press up, pronate, rotate them out to face forward. Gaze at a point in front of you for balance. All right, 2 more reps if you have it. If you find yourself arching and compensating with your back, drop the weight, end your set. Maybe choose a lighter weight next time or just fewer reps. Okay, 1 more. Good. Release. Take a break. We've done 3 sets. We have 2 more. Doing awesome. Have a seat if you'd like. If you feel like you could go up and weight for your last 2 sets, great. But I tend to like just keeping the same weight for the 4 working sets. If we were doing more of a true strength set, we would be in like the 3 to 5 rep range and really progressing more on each set. But this is a little bit different. These circuits are really effective and efficient and still really fun and challenging. So use a weight that works for you. All right, 15 seconds. Stand up, get your feet in place. As you're ready, hands on your weight, drop your hips down, come to stand first. Find your posture, broadening through your chest, keeping it up and then lowering down. We have 10 to 12 reps. Slow and controlled on the way down, push evenly on the way up. Picture your strong leg muscles working. Halfway. 2 seconds down, 2 seconds up. It gets tiring. You're doing great. Hang in there. Mind over matter. Stay connected to your body. Know that you can do this. We have 4 more reps. Push hard because we're only here for a little bit. I think we have 2 more. If you ever need to really focus on your breath, release. it's helpful to exhale on the hardest part of the repetition. So often you could inhale on the way down and then exhale as you push back up. All right, rest. Take a sip of water. We've got a minute. You maybe shouldn't be breathing as heavy as I am, but with the talking, makes it kind of a lot. But I want you to feel like you're using your time wisely and being efficient, but that you are having just enough rest between exercises and between sets. If you want to take any side stretches or additional stretches between sets, sometimes that feels nice. Slow your breath down. Let your heart rate settle. All right, getting ready. Right foot forward in your half kneeling shape. Rack your weights to your shoulders. 6 to 8 shoulder presses using that Arnold if you'd like. Or maybe staying with a neutral grip. If you find that you're unstable, bring your base of support out wider. Halfway. Remember, the last couple of reps should be hard. Maybe only 1 or 2 reps left in the tank. Finish strong, 2 more. Last one. Good. Release. Have a seat. We have our last set already. Great work. So we'll finish this strength superset, and then our accessory work will be a horizontal pull, so a rowing pattern. If you want to think ahead, I'm going to be doing inverted rows where I'm kind of hanging upside down, pulling myself up to these bars. If you don't have those, you could put your barbell, your bar on a rack and use that, either overhand or underhand grip. And then there's also banded and dumbbell options, which we'll talk about. Banded being wrapping it around something, either standing or sitting, pulling your shoulder blades on the back body. And then dumbbell rows, you could do 1 arm at a time with a dumbbell, kettlebell, or you could lay on a bench where the bench is supporting your chest, like this, and having a weight in each arm. So start to think ahead about what equipment you want to gather, but we have our last set. Get ready for your squats. Come to your stance, find your posture, focus, last set, finish strong, squat down, 10 to 12 reps. Last bit of lower body effort, which is great. Chest is lifted. Or if you want to take the hinge for more of a deadlift, you totally can. But just do it in a way that you're not really rounding through the lower back. And more keeping an even spine. Halfway. Hone in. You're here. Might as well make it good reps. Don't cheat yourself. Got 4 more. Legs are shaking. Hard to push on the way up. You got this. 2 more. Last one. Good. Release. You did it. Squats are probably my least favorite exercise. I've really reduced the amount of time I'm doing barbell squats. Sometimes I do, and they're great, but there's nothing wrong with using a goblet squat or a dumbbell squat. Great variations too. You don't go as heavy, but for me, I feel like I can target my leg muscles as opposed to just grinding out reps while sacrificing form and lifting from my ego. So maybe you're the same. All right, let's say we have 30 seconds. And we're working opposite body parts. So with the lower body, upper body superset, you're still getting at least 2 minutes of rest, if not 3, between each set. So that's why I love these. Start to get ready, left foot in front, pelvic stability, engage your core, pulling heel and knee towards each other in the middle. Rack your weights, we have 6 to 8 reps. Whatever grip, whatever rotation you wanna do. Picture your shoulder blades moving up and down on the back of your rib cage. We worked on that with our warm up, with our Paloff press. Use your shoulder blades, they're supposed to move. Rotating up on the way up and rotating down on the way down. All right, focus in halfway. Great job. Can you do 2 more with good form? If not, you've done great. Let it go. Almost a failure here, last one. Amazing. Let it go. You can put your weights to the side unless you're using them for your rowing pattern. Take a sip of water. Extra minute or 2 of rest here. We're almost done. Time well spent. Feeling energized, feeling strong, knowing that you're doing something really good for your body without overdoing it, so that you can go be a parent and play tennis and work your job without hurting all the time. And so you can do it for decades to come, because we like to be active for a whole lifestyle, whole lifespan. Okay, so row variation. If you're doing inverted rows, side note, a TRX row with the TRX at the top and you pulling yourself up with the handles is also a great option. For either of those options, the more that your body is horizontal, the harder it's gonna be. So if you need to make it easier, put your body in an angle. With the TRX row, you just adjust where your feet are underneath you. With this, if you want to make it harder, you can elevate your feet onto something. If you want to make it easier, plant your feet down and bend your knees, or find something in between. So we have 3 sets of our accessory work for our mid-back. Try for 12 reps of whatever you're doing, 12 to 15. If you're doing the rows, you might need to pause the video so you can do one on each arm, or do them both at the same time. If you're using the band, create whatever tension by slacking up on the band that you need. And we're all focusing on pulling our shoulder blades together on the back body. Elbows are bent towards your side. Don't chicken wing them out, but they don't have to be pinned to your sides, just somewhere this nice angle in between. And then slowly controlling on the way out, again, letting those shoulder blades protract. So we're retracting and protracting. Okay, 3 sets of 12. Make it harder or easier by adjusting the stance of your feet. Okay, go for it. First set. I like using a neutral grip. Feels great for my wrists. If you have the barbell, you can do a pronated grip with your palms facing down, or supinated grip with your palms facing up. That's going to work your biceps more. Okay, 3 or 4 more reps. Pulling yourself up. Strong with your back and biceps. Core is keeping your body in a straight line, stable. Let's do 1 more. Good, release. 60 to 90 seconds rest. So if you're combining this with the workout from a couple days ago, we are not doing isolated biceps or triceps, but with the push-up work the other day, ton of triceps. With your rows, ton of biceps. So if you ever have a body part that you feel is lacking, that you want to build muscle, you can always add like a couple sets of 15 to 20 reps, especially with a band for your curls or your push downs. That is always great, but this is kind of the down and dirty version, and it's really all you need, unless you are bodybuilding or entering a competition of some sort. But this creates a really balanced body, using all the functional foundational movement patterns and targeting all of our muscle groups with limited volume, or just smart volume. All right, we've got about 15 seconds. Just 2 more sets and then we're done. All right, get into position. Again, if you want to make it harder, elevate your feet on something. Second set, let's do 12 reps. Ready, go. So feeling how strong you are, pulling your body up and then controlling on the way down. If this feels like a lot, just do what you can. Or maybe do a couple reps of an inverted row and then finishing with banded rows for the last half. I can't count. I think we have 5 more. Great work. A couple more. Bend your knees in if you need. Help yourself out for the last couple. And last one. Good. Release. Okay, we have 1 more set. Almost done with your workout. We'll do like 2 or 3 stretches and then you're done. Amazing. If you guys want to see more workouts like this, let me know. I think they're great. They're super fun. And it's given me a chance to incorporate other stuff that I love, like tennis, trail running, Pilates, fascial work, swimming. Let your health and fitness and wellness journey be something beautiful that fits into your life instead of something that feels like you have to force yourself to do. Of course, motivation comes and goes, and there's something so beautiful about discipline. Consistently showing up, super important, but not to the point where you're miserable and burnt out all the time. So find that balance for you. You want to sprinkle in and incorporate a couple things that might not be the most scientific way of optimizing your health, but how great is it to do something that you love and that raises your spirit and your energy, because then it all just flows into each other. Okay, woo, my biceps. I don't know if I can do 12 on the last one, but we're gonna try. Let's go, 5 more seconds. All right, get into position. Last set, you got this. Finish with your rows. Ready, set, go. Pulling evenly through both arms, elbows down, and then control on the way back. Elbows down at that angle, not chicken winging, not pinned to your sides. Okay, I'm not gonna talk. We are halfway. Focus, you got this. Woo! Biceps. Especially after those pull-ups. Got 2 more. Last one, best one. Oh my gosh, shake it out. All right, go flex in the mirror if you'd like. Appreciate your pump. And then come back, do a little cool down together. So have a seat, either kneeling or cross-legged. Sweep your arms overhead, inhale. Exhale, bend your right elbow, place your left hand on top of it. Take a little side stretch over to the left, pinning your right hip to your right heel. Inhale, arms to sky. Sweep them up and over. Exhale, tricep stretch. Side bend over to the right. Good. If you have that bar, take a little bicep stretch by placing your hand on the bar and just kind of pressing your chest forward and over to the opposite side. This is the front of the chest and the bicep. A couple breaths. Good. Switch it out. Other arm. Good. Come to your tabletop. Couple cat-cows. Feel your body start to slow down. Your breath start to slow down. Y'all did awesome. I'm so happy you were here. Keep showing up. Let me know if you want to work out with me again. So many endless fun possibilities to do. I'm also getting certified in teaching Pilates if you guys want to do any Pilates classes. All right, come to a seat. Cross your right shin in front of your left. Just take a couple circles in one direction. And then fold forward for a breath or two. Lift back up. Switch the cross of your shins. Circle your body in the opposite direction. I don't know which way I went. And then fold for a breath or two. Good. Come to a seat, comfortable seat. You can prop your hips up, close your eyes, land in your body, slow your breath. Let's take a box breath. Maybe inhaling, exhaling out of your nose if you can. If you're still a little bit heightened, give yourself time to slow down the heart rate and the breath. But if you're able, let's inhale for 4 and exhale for 4. For 4 rounds, just a simple cool down. Inhale through your nose for 4. Exhale out slowly for 4. You're breathing into the belly, the back body, the rib cage, the chest, full expansion. Last one. Good. Open your eyes, feel your body, notice if you need anything else. I hope you have a ton of strength and functionality and energy to tackle the rest of your day and your week. Thanks for being here, and I'll see you next time.